Good evening, Mayor, Council.
Evening.
It's been a long day, but I think a very successful one at that. I just want to give you a little bit of information about myself. I was born and raised in the vibrant cities of Hialeah and Miami Springs. With I'm at my 35th year of marriage to my high school sweetheart, and I'm a proud and dedicated mother, wife, and grandmother. I have two wonderful daughters, age 32 and 28, and I'm a proud grandmother of three children. Avery Lynn, who's 5 years old, my other granddaughter, Riley Brooke, who is 2, Jace Jameson, who is 1, and of course, family is at the top of my priority. One of my greatest joys is entertaining my family and friends. My house is often called the Gathering House. I love creating warm and welcoming environments where friends and family and loved ones are able to join at my home, where we can share stories, have memories, and everybody loves to come to my house because they enjoy my frijoles that I make from scratch. When it comes to hobbies, I'm quite an adventurous, even though my body says otherwise. I love the great outdoors. I love fishing. I love camping. I love doing landscaping in my yard. And yes, even hunting with my husband. We are very active, and I have a passion for nature and exploration. Life has taught me the importance of embracing the unexpected and finding joy in every moment. I believe in cherishing relationships with family and friends. I embrace the beauty in nature and continuously enjoy learning from new experiences. And so my new adventure should begin. A little bit more about me and my history with Miami Springs. I say that I partially grew up in Miami Springs because my grandparents lived here in this beautiful city. So I spent most of my weekends, my holidays, and my summers with them. They grew up in the 900 block of Ibis Avenue. I spent most of my time on the floating dock in the Bass Lake with the neighboring children. My mom and dad were both married by Pastor Schmidt at Grace Lutheran Church, and their reception was held at the King's Arthur Court in the Miami Springs Villas in the former home of Glenn Curtis. My grandfather came to Miami Springs in 1944, where he worked for Eastern Airlines for 14 years, and he helped organize the personnel department. He then later retired from Wackenhut as a VP of Wackenhut as a VP for labor relations. My employment history here with the city. I began my career here in Miami Springs in 2005. My tenure began with the Public Works Department as an administrative assistant. I worked my way up from administrative assistant 1, 2, and 3. I was then promoted to the finance department, then the professional services department, and now to the city manager's office as the assistant city manager. Over the past 17 years, I have held positions as an administrative assistant 1, 2, and 3, the procurement specialist, the professional supervisors manager, the assistant city manager, where I have evolved in all of my job duties and expanded my growth with the city. I have helped to maintain the city's budget for this current year for over $28 million. I have prepared, solicited, negotiated, monitored, and managed both grants and competitively sealed bid processes for several of our projects, many of which were named this evening. I have managed many storm contractors, debris monitors, and successfully collected FEMA reimbursements from Hurricanes Wilma, Katrina, and Irma. Some of the major projects that I was very much a part of was the Curtis Mansion renovation, the community center, the aquatic center, the adult community senior center, South Royal Point, Sienna, and I will still continue to be part of the East Drive Oakwood project, the South Drive, and the Hook Square Pump Station projects. As your new city manager, I believe that I possess a wide range of qualities required to help preserve and grow our unique city and its quality of life. Brought forth by the mayor and council through my compassion, fair and proper leadership, integrity, effective and efficient communication, strong decision-making skills, and my public engagement. Why do I feel like I'm the best fit? My commitment to the city has been almost for 18 years. My dedication and attention to details and ease of speaking with residents. I have strong leadership skills, excellent communication skills. It'll be a seamless transition with all of our departments, and I can continue to move the city forward, working together efficiently and in a smooth and transitional manner. There will be no disruption to the day-to-day operations with our mayor, with our council, our directors, the departments, our residents, and all of our representatives. I'll continue to manage and administrate the administration and deliver the city services and programs. I'll continue to respond to the needs of the public by proactively seeking public feedback. I'll continue to meet and address the current tasks with negotiations of contracts, budget, parking issues, zoning and ordinance needs, infrastructures and employment retention, and I will begin tackling our future opportunities of development, expansions, and renovations. With that, I thank you for your time, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you and becoming your new city manager.
Thank you, Tammy. Does the council have any questions? Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Tammy.
Good evening. Good evening, Mayor, council members, interim manager, and to all attendees here tonight. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Chris Russo. I present myself as a candidate for the City of Miami Springs City Manager position. I could stand here tonight and tell you all about my work history, education, professional accomplishments, but that's not what I'm going to do. People do not hire resumes. People hire people. Instead, my objective is to share with you who I am as a professional and as a leader. Professionally, I see challenges and opportunities. I am constantly showing up when needed, but more so, I show up when not needed. I believe in establishing relationships with residents, business owners, and employees. How do I do it? I visit senior citizen centers, programs, seniors' homes even. I visit children's recreational activities, as I believe that they, one day, will be the community's future home and business owners. I hold frequently senior department head meetings. I hold citywide employee town hall meetings at least biannually, being them aware by formal communications and addressing rumors as necessary. I ensure residents feel welcome walking into City Hall, as well as calling me or emailing me directly. I would be proactively get involved with the businesses by participating in the Miami Springs Airport Area Chamber of Commerce. When it comes to my relationship with the City Council, I cannot promise that I can tackle every single project at the same time, especially if there is any financial budgetary restrictions. However, I believe I have the professional aptitude to prioritize projects, work with outside providers to identify funding opportunities, transparently communicate the progress of community enhancement projects in the following methods: periodic written reports to the council, presentations in council meetings, and community newsletters. I think I've seen all of those here over the past months that I've been watching. As a leader, I make tough decisions when I need to, but I prefer to gather as much information and perspectives as possible to make educated decisions. I am respectful, I am considerate, but I am also firm in my expectations for high performance. I could stand here like many senior leaders and tell you that my door is always open. Yes, but I do not wait for people to come to me with problems. I proactively approach my staff asking how they are doing personally, professionally, and what they need from me to help them be more effective in their roles. My subordinates have described me as a supportive in their professional growth, while simultaneously challenging them to take on new tasks. I am a pro public safety city manager, police, fire, rescue. I'm very strong on this. I hold all our responders in very high regard, and I look forward to working with the union leaders to ensure our law enforcement feel supported and valued. I would be present at city functions and community events. If selected for this position, I would not try to bring in my own staff. On the contrary, I would work with existing staff. I would identify individuals that have the capability for future growth with the city. And I did need to make a tough decision. I always provide employees multiple opportunities to improve. In closing, I have over 30 years of experience as a city manager. I am a dedicated and loyal employee. I am a team-oriented leader that supports and challenges staff. While we should not change things that are not broken, I am a firm believer in identifying room for improvement in processes, procedures, and individuals. I look forward to working with the council and department heads to finish the projects that you've started and bring fresh ideas that will continue to make Miami Springs the wonderful city that it is. If you select me, Chris Russo, as your city manager, I will always represent the city of Miami Springs with the utmost professionalism and pride. Again, I thank you for this opportunity. And if any of you have any questions at any time, please feel free to call me. Let me know. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Russo.
Any questions for Mr. Russo? All right, thank you again. Go ahead.
Madam Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members. I just wanted to thank you for this opportunity to be considered for your next city manager. Growing up in Hialeah, I always knew that Miami Springs was a really nice place. I always knew it was a nice city, but it wasn't until this process that I realized how special Miami Springs was. Just in this commission meeting today, in this council meeting, excuse me, I say commission sometimes, so out of habit. And just in this council meeting today, you see the level of involvement from the communities, the different groups, civic groups, and that just makes this place truly special. The city has a unique history and truly a rich culture. It's really nice to see. As a matter of fact, your residents, and I've spoken to a number of them, they live here with pride. They are proud to call themselves residents of Miami Springs. This morning, it was pretty funny. When I got to the community center, I got out, I was checking, my reflection, making sure my tie was okay. And a resident that lives across the street from the adult center says, "You look gorgeous." So I turned around and it was a gentleman that walked out. He was throwing some garbage away in his front. So I walked over to talk to him and I said, he asked me, he says, "You're like the third guy I see in suit." And I said, "Yeah, we're having the city manager interviews. I'm a candidate." And he says, "If you get the job, please protect downtown. Please protect this city." Because I've lived here since 1977. And I love this town. I have a free meal right across the street. I have the police department right down the street, a park, a pool. He just kept, talking about how much he loved this city. And I felt that pride. and he loves that small town feel. So as your manager, if selected, I will work hard with honesty, integrity, and transparency to preserve that small town feel and community pride. Some of you during our interviews expressed some concerns about a new manager coming in and how they interact with staff. There's like this rumor going around that, or a fear, not a rumor, that a new manager comes in with his own team, but that's not true. A good manager works with the staff, learns the culture, and that's what I intend on doing. I don't have my own team. I have, all my friends have jobs. They don't need jobs here. What I will do is I will work with the staff. I will empower them. I will encourage them to continue to educate themselves in their fields and to fight the status quo. The one thing I will not tolerate, and I don't want to hear, is, oh, that's the way it's always been done. Because there's always a way to do it better. Technology changes, people change, expectations change. So there's always a better way to do things. Imagine if Henry Ford in the car says, yeah, you know what, this Model A, that's good enough. We're just going to keep this. That's just not the way it works. Expectations change, design needs change, and we have to change with it. So I will challenge the staff to continuously be looking to improve and change the way they do their jobs. I'm not a manager that's going to sit around in the office all day. If I get a call from a resident because, let's say, they get a code violation or there's an issue, I will take the time to go meet with them in person. I'll go to their house or I invite them over to City Hall. But it's an important item. It's an important issue for them. So they deserve my time. So my promise to you and to everyone here is, if I'm your manager, my door will be open. You could come in. Just if you just want to talk, come in. I will never turn away a resident or an opportunity to meet with a resident or business owner. During my lunch, I will eat at a local eatery, go to the Milam's, and visit different businesses. I want to participate in the Women's Club, in the Lions Club, in the Rotary Club. If they invite me to their meetings, I would love to go and speak to them. So in closing, I believe that I possess the traits and the qualities that will take this city, preserve this city, and improve this city, and make the residents, or the residents will continue to be proud of this city. I thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate this process. It's been long and it's nerve-wracking, to be honest, but this is truly a great city and you have a lot to be proud of. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jimenez.
Thank you, Mr. Jimenez. Anyone have any questions for Mr. Jimenez? Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, I was asking to see if anyone had any questions. There's no questions right now.
No questions?
So thank you so
Thank
much.
you, sir.
Guys.
Good evening. First of all, my name is Dale Martin. I'm a current resident of Fernandina Beach, Florida, formerly served as a city manager in that community. I'd like to thank you for the hospitality that your community has shown me and the other candidates this evening. And I'd also like to thank you for your public service to your community as well. I know it takes a lot more than people realize and a lot more commitment than you probably believed when you first ran for office. I'm very honored to be considered part of this group of candidates. I think Ms. Higginbotham has done an exceptional job of presenting to you 4 candidates that are all capable of doing the job. As I indicated to some of you earlier, it comes down to fit and philosophy. And it is solely up to you as the city commission to determine what is the best fit. But I'd like to share with you my concepts of philosophy, that how I would enter into the role of city manager for not only Miami Springs, but any community that I would serve. And my professional philosophy is guided by 2 documents. The first document is a series of guideposts that were prepared in 1956 by a gentleman who is often referred to as the Dean of City Managers. His name was Mr. L.P. Cookingham. He was the city manager of Kansas City for nearly 15 years or so in the mid 20th century. And he created these 22 guideposts. I'm not going to read them all, but I'd like to share with you a few that I would hope that whoever becomes your next city manager, that you instill these guideposts, not only in the way that you interact with that city manager, but you hold the city manager to the same standard of these guideposts. So let me share 4 or 5 that really are meaningful to me as my professional philosophy. Never forget that the council, to the best of its ability, expresses the will of the people. There will be times when you will not understand why the council takes certain actions, but you will find that the council is generally right, and the members express public opinion as they see it and as they learn it from their constituents. Another one, don't let problems frighten you, for there's a logical solution to each one you have to face. If they seem too tough for today, let them go until tomorrow, for when they seem simpler. Problems which occur to you and concern you today may be completely forgotten in a week. Next, never forget that you are a servant of the people, and instill that philosophy in each of your employees. If you find one that cannot understand this philosophy, remove him. Another, always remember that you will never get in trouble or be embarrassed by doing what is right. You may lose your job for standing up for what you think is right, but you'll always get another and a better job. Besides, you will be able to sleep soundly. Finally, always think of the city in which you work as your city. Participate in civic movements for its betterment, and above all, live in your city. But my professional philosophy would be meaningless unless it was founded on a solid personal philosophy. And my personal philosophy, I've found an interesting little way of sharing my personal philosophy is one day on a long drive, my wife and I said, what are 4 songs? There's millions of songs in this world. What are 4 songs? If you had to pick 4 songs and only 4, what would be 4 songs that represent your personal philosophy? There's no right answers, no wrong answers, and you reserve the right to change it. So let me share you my 4 songs. First song, country song by a gentleman named Travis Tritt. It's a great day to be alive. Every day is a gift. The second song is the Star Spangled Banner. Like Mr. Vasquez, I too am a veteran. This is the greatest country in the world. And it's not perfect, but that's why our Constitution says in order to form a more perfect union. The third song, since these are my rules, I'm going to stretch it a bit, is actually a composition or a compilation of songs. It's Handel's Messiah. Handel's Messiah, if you're not familiar with it, traces the arc of the life of Jesus. And that is the role of faith in my life. The final song, those 3 will never change, but the final song changes depending on my circumstances in life. And right now, my third song is You Got a Friend by Carole King. You find out who your friends are and keep them close, and you will find out truly who are your friends. And I think that's my 4-song philosophy. And I encourage each one of you to talk it over with your family. What are your 4 songs? So with that, thank you. And I wish you well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any questions, Mr. Martin? All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.